Hey guys, this is Israel here, doing my very last video on family literacy and the young child. If you are watching this, it means that you guys have survived the 15 days and I congratulate you. So we're going to talk about the habits of mind. At the very beginning in the introduction video, I talked that I wanted to get better in gathering data through all my senses and taking responsible risks. So gathering data through all the senses, I see now that you're able to apply that into the classroom and into everyday life. Really, you kind of immerse yourself into something, so you can observe students taking in the curriculum and the activity, but kind of sort of feeling the environment, observing them and hearing them out, kind of get a general feel for things, and from time to time, incorporate foods into there and scents. That way the activity is it captivates all the senses, and that way you captivate all parts of that child's mind, all parts of the student's mind. So sometimes even you might be the student. How I mentioned in the introductory video, I want to immerse myself into different cultures as I like to travel. So I want to, kind of bridge that gap between classroom and personal life, and this constant need to improve and get better, because as we improve as professionals, we also use some of those skills in our personal lives, and it's enriching. And that, I believe, that's part of the reason why most of us are going for a teaching degree, because it's very fulfilling and it's very enriching. So the second one was taking responsible risks. Now, one of the portions of this class that I really liked was actually the last portion. The last portion was about conducting action research, and this kind of sort of entails most, if not all, of the habits of mind. And for example, you're creating and imagining and innovating different ways, trying to make that classroom better, trying to see what's gonna work. First of all, you always start with questioning and problem posing, which is one of the habits of mind, and then you develop innovative ways to kind of sort of fix that problem. And ultimately, if you get lucky, you might actually change your community through these practices, and it might even be incorporated into best practices and be, who knows, taught at different colleges throughout the nation. So that got me really excited. It's part of that whole remaining open to continuous learning, and if you involve more than one of your colleagues, you have that whole thinking interdependently, which at the beginning I found so difficult to incorporate that into how that habit of mind was going to actually work out in the classroom, or me understanding what I need to understand in order to get the most out of this class. So some of those case studies, there's a lot of interdependency going on between the NGOs, the non-government organizations that help out these poor countries, or even within our own countries. They depend on volunteers, they depend on teachers, they depend on facilitators, they depend on contributors, they depend on so many different things. And in order for all of this to work, this interconnecting web of people depending on one another and having to think interdependently kind of sort of goes and unravels itself, and it forms stronger bonds between community members. And you must think interdependently in order to make these projects grow. I mean, one person can try to change the world, but it's so much easier if you have so many other people on board, and it's you're able to reach so much more lives than just the people at your immediate surroundings. So I'm constantly thinking about these habits of mind. I'm constantly thinking about how they're going to change me as a person, me as a professional, and how they're going to impact the lives of my parents and my my students. So very exciting stuff. There's always the thinking flexibly, the listening with empathy, and finding humor. So I didn't quite answer how I'm gonna be taking responsible risks. Well, sometimes when you're conducting these action research projects within your own classroom, you kind of take a responsible risk. You might be changing a part of the curriculum, of course with the permission of the principal, the director, whomever, or the head teacher. You have to take that responsible risk of, I'm going to change this little bit in my classroom to see if it works. Sometimes it's going to pay off. Sometimes it's going to be wonderful. The change is going to be positive, and sometimes it's going to be negative. But hey, you're going to take the most responsible risk possible. That way you can make a change. Because without change, there's no improvement. And without improvement, well, things tend to take a slide towards the negative. So we want to be at that cutting edge, that want to be that teacher that that makes all the difference. And in order to do that, we have to use all these habits of mind, especially that one, taking responsible risks. So I really enjoyed this class, guys. I really enjoyed your videos. I look forward to seeing some of you guys at graduation in May. So thank you very much, guys. Take good care, and I look forward to seeing more from you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.